Now, I want you to walk away with this. So we're all challenged. The second thing I want you to think about is this. How you deal with that challenge is the model by which all others will deal with that challenge. Let me say that again. Let me re-say that. Let me make up new words. Stay with me. How you deal with that challenge is the model by which others will deal with that challenge. In a nutshell, if I think I'm handicapped, you think I'm handicapped. Now, I don't have a problem with handicap. I don't have a problem with that word or anything like that. I'm not a big fan of handy-capable. That's all. Hey, you're not handicapped. You're handy-capable. It's like, that's the dumbest word. That's a made-up word. How you deal with it. There are decisions we make as we go through life that tell people what you think of what you're doing. Are you blessed or are you cursed? And you make the decision. Now, the funny thing is it's not a one-time decision. I told you about that night. I was struggling with that night. I was like, man, this is really hard. It's not a one-time decision. It's a decision that we make on a daily basis. You get up in the morning, you go, you know what? I'm going to be all right. And you don't necessarily talk to yourself. I do, and it's creepy. My wife's like, stop talking to yourself. But you do. You say, you know, I'm good enough, and I'm smart enough, and doggone it, people like me. It's going way back right there. But you make the decision daily. I made this decision very early in life. And my parents will tell you, just a little history on my family. My mom is just like me. She's bald and an overweight guy. It's weird. Do not tell her I said that. Erase that. My mom has one finger on each hand and one toe on each foot. My mom is a concert pianist. And yes, it's amazing. She takes off her shoes, she crawls, no, that's not true. But she does play piano. And I say concert probably a little liberally. I mean, you can only get so many notes with two fingers, but she plays piano. It's an amazing thing to watch. My brother's like me. Of course, there's me. One of his kids is like him, one of his two. And 4 of my 5 are like me. So it's an epidemic. So hold on. Pretty soon we're going to have gloves that fit. And they won't be mittens. I hate mittens. Except for the glove, they make great. But that's kind of the history of my family. And I was raised in a family that said, you can do anything you put your mind to. You can take the challenge and you can push through it. And I made that decision very early in life. And I don't say this to brag, but I went through college as a drummer. I had a drumming scholarship. When I was in high school, I played drums. When I was in grade school, I played trombone, and I was horrible because that's a horrid instrument. And then my brother disagreed, but you know the difference between a trombone player, a dead trombone player in the road, and a dead snake in the road? Snake probably had a gig. So anyway, I played trombone, and I was horrible, so I moved to drums. And everybody told me, there's no way you can play drums, which all I heard is, hey, I better play drums. I can do that. So I learned to play drums, and that's a story for another time, and I can tell you that sometime, but the bottom line is I learned to play drums through a series of trial and errors. It doesn't happen overnight. It's a constant movement. It's constantly moving forward. That didn't work. What do we do next? That didn't work. What do we do next? I choose to face this challenge. I choose to keep moving forward. Now, I would love to tell you that every day it's like that. There are days where I get up and go, this sucks. I don't like this. I've always taught my kids, and I'll tell you about them in just a second, but I've always told my kids, you can do whatever you want to do. Then there's this one day we were playing Wii. It was my wife and I were playing the Wii, and you know the archery game? Okay, you hold one paddle in one hand, and you hold that stupid little extra paddle in another hand, and on top of that, it's got this little thumb thing you have to do. I hate that thing. And I tried it, and I've got wristbands on and duct tape and baling wire and staples. So, ow, and I'm playing, and finally I got mad and I threw it down. This is a stupid game. And my wife said, really? You gonna put on your big boy pants anytime today? You not choosing to take the challenge today? It's a daily choice. How you treat it is how others are going to treat it. Now, here's the interesting thing. Like I said, I have 5 kids. And it's important for me to model how I choose to face this. It's important for me to teach them how I choose to face this. But they have to make the decision on how they're going to face this, don't they? I can't make it for them. And that's the same in anything we do in life. It's so important that we model what's going to go on. To just be the boss and say, do it this way, but not be the model of that, doesn't work. You model it, you teach it, you constantly encourage it. Much like your fanatical service. It's something you model. It's something from the top down. It wouldn't work if all the way down to the person who had to do it, they said, we don't care what you do, but make us look good. That wouldn't work, would it? It has to model all the way down. My kids have taken different times in life when they have made their own decisions. I'll tell you about my oldest boy. We were driving along. My oldest son was 5 years old or somewhere around there. And we're driving along, and one of the jokes I've always done is, hey, people ask me, hey, where are your fingers? Oh, they're at home in a box in the freezer. It's funny. A shop accident, skiing. But seriously, it's like, really? You had 8 skiing accidents? Yeah, I know, I could never learn. Or some weird, freakily accurate accident. Left just these 2 identical fingers. It was crazy. So we're driving home, and my son's in the back seat, and he asked me the question. He says, Dad, where are my other fingers? Muscle memory right there. Oh, they're at home in a box, son, in a freezer. I just said that. And you can see his mind working. Could I have him back? Would that be okay? So we pulled over and we had the talk. Well, son, that's the way you were made. I had the talk with him, but you could see his mind working. I don't like being made this way. This is hard. Yeah, it is. It is hard. But I remember the day he decided, it's okay. We're at a McDonald's, Colorado. And we're playing around. I'm sitting there trying to stay awake. Oh my God, I'm so tired. And so he and the other kids are playing around. They're in the playground. They're playing with these kids, and they're having a grand old time. My son has made little friends. Woo! He needs less from me right now. Yay! And then I see him talking, and then the other little kid just starts crying and runs off. And my son comes out. I said, son, what happened? He asked me where my fingers were. I said, what did you say? Told him they were at home in a box with my dad's. So I went around and talked to the father of the son, and this is the look I got. That is the saddest thing I've ever seen. That's horrible. He'll be all right. He gets it. He's making the decision. My other son, I remember the day he decided. We were out trick-or-treating, and he says, we go, it's the end of the night, the costumes are hanging halfway off, everybody's tired, we've eaten most of the candy, or Dad has, and checking it for needles and stuff, and we come to this last house, and they got this big plate glass window in the door, and we come to the door, and these 2 cute little twin girls, the cutest little thing. They're like 4 years old, and you knock on the door. Oh, I'll get it. They're running up. Oh, they're so cute. And right as they get to the door, my son, who is, and I would say it if he were standing here, who is weird. And he would tell you, yeah, I'm weird. He says, I got 2 fingers. Absolute mayhem instantly. Wow! Kids are losing it. Mom comes running out. And I get the look, and it's not that's the sad look. It's the what is wrong with you look. I didn't know what else to do. I was like, I got 2 fingers also. We'll see you later. We don't need any candy, thanks. He'll be all right. It's good to laugh. It's good to face things with a laugh. How you deal with it is how others will deal with it.